Hi guys! So if you watched the last video, we went ahead and covered applying primers and foundations. The video before that, we learned about foundations, and the video before that, we learned about primers. So today, we're gonna learn about concealers. Super exciting. So I have some recommendations for different brands of concealer. So, concealer, what is it made for? So concealer has a lot of different jobs. Concealers can, cover over blemishes or dark spots on your face that you want to cover up to create a more even skin tone. Concealers can also be used for what's called like contouring your face. So basically, that's a whole nother video. We're going to cover that. It's basically like highlighting parts of your face, drawing more attention to some parts. So I have some recommendations for concealers depending on what type of application you like. So like there's some concealers that are like really liquidy, then there's some concealers that have a little bit more of a firmness to them. There's concealers that have serums in them for like reducing wrinkles or under eye darkness or under eye bags. There's a whole bunch of different concealers. So I have a few recommendations here with me for ones that would be good. So you have like mattifying concealers, which are typically made for people who have oilier skin. Same with the mattifying foundations that we talked about 2 videos ago. So I have a few here with me. This is my personal favorite. It's more of a mattifying concealer, but this is the one that I typically use like every day. So this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define. I think it costs $9 for this bottle, and it lasts for forever. Like, I do long days at cosmetology school, and I can put this on at 7 in the morning when I get up to get ready, and when I get home at 8 or 9 at night, it's still there. Even with wearing a mask, it's still there. So that is one recommendation that I have. Another one, which ColourPop doesn't really make these anymore, which is very upsetting, but ColourPop was making these concealers. They might still be making them. I just can't get them in store anymore. I'd have to check the website. But these concealers, they're a little bit more affordable than the Makeup Revolution one. If $9 is like breaking the bank, I believe these are $6. I typically would get them at Ulta. I love them. They're not super matte. They're nowhere near as matte as this one is, but they have more of like a satin finish. So they don't like dry down super chalky. That's like the best way I can describe matte, is like chalky, flat. So this one doesn't dry down super flat. It's really good, and it doesn't break the bank. I actually have them in like several different colors. Like I have this is my summer concealer. This is my fall winter concealer. And then I had one more. I had like a bright white one. Oh, it is this one. This one is legit bright white. Like I will show you. It is legitimately white. So it's great for like really pale skin people that need, like they need their concealer a little bit lighter than their foundation. This is a great one. Then you have, which this is another one of my personal favorites. It's from It Cosmetics. This is amazing. This whole tube, I think it cost me $12. But this is the travel size one. The full size one, I want to say it's about $28, but I make this last. Like, it doesn't take much to do whatever you want it to do. It lasts all day. It is a little bit thicker of a formula, so it goes on a little bit different. Like traditionally with these types of, concealers, they have like a little applicator on them, so you just kind of dot on where you want it and then like blend it in. Whereas with this one, this It Cosmetics one called Bye Bye Under Eye, it comes in like a little nozzle. So when I was at Ulta and I took like an education course on It Cosmetics, they actually explained to us specifically how to use this product and get the most out of it. So when you go to use this product, put a little bit on your finger, just a little dot, rub it in between your fingers, and then pat it on, because there's something about the body heat and the friction of rubbing the concealer. It warms it up, and then basically it looks more natural. Now, if you're like me and you don't necessarily care about it looking natural and you want it to be a little bit denser, I like to put a little bit on my hand, rub it on my hand, and then pat it on and like really pat it on. But it's a great concealer. I've noticed with this one, I have to put a little bit more powder on it sometimes to make it last longer. It just depends on how much you put on. Now, there are different ways that you can apply concealer. So there are a lot of different ways. So you can, same with the foundation that we discussed in the last video, you can use a sponge to apply it, or like to blend it. You can use a brush. You can use, my personal favorite, because I feel like it gives me the most bang for my buck, I like to use a clean finger, just to lightly tap it in. And basically, like, when you're doing that, if you want more bang for your buck and you want it to be denser, when you apply it, really blend in the edge here, and then barely touch and barely blend in like right under your eye. That will give you the most brightness. It will give you the most bang for your buck. But if you're wanting a more natural looking concealer under your eyes, apply it and basically blend everything the same way, same amount of time. Make sure it's all nice and like natural looking. But anyways, those are my most popular ones that I like to use. I also have a color correcting concealer. So this one, I very rarely ever use it. It is a color correcting concealer. It's like a little pen. I got this from Maybelline. I think it cost me like $6. I still legit have the whole tube because I very rarely ever use it. But this is specifically for if you have redness or like a pink color to your face that you want to cover up. So if you are going to use it, I honestly would recommend putting it on before your foundation. Almost like a color correcting primer, if that makes sense. So like, don't put it on after your foundation, put it on before. That way it kind of mixes with the foundation and it disperses more evenly, and you won't see the green over top of your foundation. Just my recommendation, because I've fooled around with this a lot. This is like my 4th tube. Now, unfortunately, I haven't used this tube yet, and I've had it for like 6 months. One trick that I like to use this for is if I'm super tired one morning and like the bags under my eyes are like, they're big, they're almost like totes. I like to take this and kind of dot it just right in here, right in this inner corner right here, and blend it, and it makes your eyes look brighter and more awake. I've used it a few times. I feel like it's helped. Not that I've heard anything from anyone, but I feel like it's helped. But those are just a few of the concealers that I have at my disposal. If you like a concealer that is a little bit of a higher end concealer that is a different application than the Bye Bye Under Eye, I honestly would recommend, this is like one of the most popular concealers like ever, Tarte Shape Tape. It comes in a little tube just like this one. It has like, it's a glass tube. It looks like this, but tiny. And it has the same little applicator, the same little doe foot applicator. This is the foundation. It has the same little applicator, and it covers really well. Now that one, I would say is more mix between a satin and a matte. So it's matte, but it's not super matte, and it dries down really fast. This one takes a little while to dry down. Like, you gotta give it a few minutes and then you gotta powder it to really like get it. But Tarte Shape Tape, it does not play. You put it on there, boom, it's dry. So be sure you want it where you put it. That's my recommendation. So those are just a few concealers. If you need recommendations for brands that are a little bit more affordable, or you want to spend more money and you want a higher name brand, I got you. I just don't have any of those with me here today. Like if you're looking for a more affordable one, I know e.l.f. makes a 16-hour one that is really good. Up until recently, like, I'm normally super pale, and it's summertime, I've been out in the sun, I've got a tan, so I've not been able to experiment with the e.l.f. concealers because I've never been dark enough to. So that is on my list. I'm gonna experiment with them, that way I can get back to you guys and let you know how they are and how much I like them. But that is what I have for you guys today. So in the next video, we're going to talk about face powders and how to apply them, where to apply them, who really needs them, who doesn't need them. If you guys have any questions about what I've covered today with concealers, if you need recommendations, or even if you just want to give me some advice, feel free, reach out. I'll have my Instagram, my Facebook, all linked down below, or you can just comment on this particular video. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. Be safe, have fun, and I'll see you guys later.